Welcome to HD Old Coins 51, your ultimate destination for exploring the rich history, hidden stories, and fascinating value of rare coins from around the world. Whether you're a passionate collector, a curious historian, or someone looking to uncover treasures from the past, this is the place to be. Top 1. Today, we're diving into the story of a small but fascinating piece of history, the 1960 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln cent. At first glance, it may seem like just another penny in your pocket, but this coin holds secrets and significance that even seasoned collectors can appreciate. The year was 1960, a pivotal time in American history. The nation was at the brink of transformation, with the civil rights movement gaining momentum, the space race heating up, and John F. Kennedy preparing to lead the country. In the midst of this change, the U.S. Mint produced over 2 billion Lincoln cents, each carrying the legacy of one of America's greatest presidents, Abraham Lincoln. The 1960 Lincoln cent was designed by Victor David Brenner, a sculptor whose initials, VDB, are subtly engraved on the coin. On the obverse, we see the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate his 100th birthday. On the reverse is the majestic Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to replace the original Wheatear's design. But what makes the 1960 penny truly special is its two major varieties, the small date and the large date. Look closely at the year 1960. In the small date version, the numbers are more compact, especially the 0. In the large date version, the numbers are taller and bolder. These variations occurred during the minting process and have intrigued collectors for decades. Now, you might be wondering, how much is a 1960 penny worth today? While most 1960 pennies are worth only their face value, uncirculated coins or those with unique features, like errors, can fetch a premium. For example, a mint condition 1960 small date penny can be worth up to $20 or more. And if you're lucky enough to find a rare error coin, the value could soar even higher. Did you know? The 1960 penny was minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with the Denver Mint coins marked by a small D below the date. Also, this coin was among the first to feature a more durable alloy of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, ensuring it would last for generations. The 1960 Lincoln cent may seem like just a humble piece of change, but it's a coin that connects us to history, artistry, and the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. Whether you're a collector or simply curious, this penny has a story worth sharing. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the past. Top 2. Today, we're uncovering the story of a coin that often slips by unnoticed, the 1961 United States 1-cent piece. While it might look like just another penny, this coin has its own tale to tell. Let's dive into its history, design, and what makes it special for collectors like you. The year was 1961, a time of optimism and growth in America. The space race was intensifying, civil rights movements were gaining strength, and the iconic 1960s culture was taking shape. Amidst this backdrop, the U.S. Mint produced over 3 billion Lincoln cents, each a tiny witness to history in the making. The 1961 penny continues the classic design introduced by Victor David Brenner in 1909. On the obverse, we see Abraham Lincoln's profile, a symbol of resilience and leadership. Surrounding him are the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the minting year, 1961. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced just 2 years earlier in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. If you look closely, you can even spot Lincoln's statue, a remarkable detail that sets this coin apart. In 1961, the Lincoln cent was minted in 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Denver minted coins are marked by a small D below the date, while coins from Philadelphia bear no mint mark. Over 1.7 billion pennies were struck in Philadelphia and nearly 1.8 billion in Denver, making it one of the most widely circulated coins of the year. What makes the 1961 penny intriguing for collectors is its potential for errors. Some 1961 pennies have die cracks, doubling on the date or lettering, or other striking anomalies. For example, the 1961 D double die obverse is a coveted find, with collectors paying a premium depending on the coin's condition and the severity of the doubling. Composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, The 1961 penny weighs 3.11 grams. Its high copper content adds intrinsic value, especially with rising metal prices. While most circulated 1961 pennies are worth only face value, uncirculated examples or error coins can range from a few dollars to several hundred at auction. Did you know? The Lincoln cent is the longest-running coin series in U.S. history. The 1961 penny, though common, is a favorite among beginner collectors for its affordability and connection to mid-20th century America. To enhance your collection, look for high-grade coins certified by agencies like PCGS or NGC, and always keep an eye out for unique errors. The 1961 1-cent coin might seem ordinary, but it's a small piece of history that bridges past and present. Whether you're starting your collection or hunting for rare varieties, this penny reminds us of the craftsmanship and stories embedded in every coin. Thanks for joining us here. Hit the notification bell so you'll never miss an update. Until next time, happy collecting! Top 3. Today, we're taking a closer look at the 1964 United States 1-cent coin, a humble yet fascinating piece of history. What makes this coin so unique? Is it just another penny, or does it hold secrets that collectors should know? Let's find out. The year 1964 was a momentous time in American history. The Civil Rights Act was signed into law, the Vietnam War escalated, and the country was in cultural and political transition. Amidst this backdrop, the U.S. Mint struck over 6 billion Lincoln cents, coins that have since traveled through decades, bearing witness to history. The 1964 penny carries the classic design by Victor David Brenner, introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth. The obverse features Lincoln's profile, surrounded by the words "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year, 1964. On the reverse is the Lincoln Memorial, a design added in 1959 to replace the wheat ears. Look closely, and you'll see Lincoln's statue at the center of the memorial, a remarkable detail that showcases the artistry behind this coin. The 1964 penny was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from the Denver Mint are marked with a small D below the date, while those from Philadelphia bear no mint mark. Combined, these two mints produced a staggering 6.1 billion pennies, making it one of the most widely circulated coins of its time. Composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the 1964 penny weighs 3.11 grams. Interestingly, this was one of the last years before the copper shortage of the 1970s prompted changes in coin composition. By 1982, pennies would shift to a copper-plated zinc core, making pre-1982 coins like this one more valuable for their metal content. While most 1964 pennies are worth only their face value, collectors are always on the hunt for error coins. Some of the most sought after include where elements of the design appear doubled, coins that weren't properly aligned during minting, visible imperfections caused by worn-out dies. These errors can significantly increase a coin's value, depending on their rarity and condition. So, what's the value of a 1964 penny today? In circulated condition, it's typically worth only a penny. However, uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, can fetch $5 to $15. Rare error coins can be worth much more, with some selling for hundreds of dollars at auction. Did you know? The Lincoln cent is the longest-running coin series in U.S. history, with over 100 years of production. And while 1964 pennies are common, they're a favorite for beginner collectors due to their affordability and historical significance. The 1964 1-cent coin may seem ordinary, but it's a small piece of history that connects us to a transformative era in America. Whether you're building a collection or searching for rare errors, this penny is a must-have for any numismatist. Thanks for watching HD Old Coins 51. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating world of rare and historic coins. Until next time, happy collecting! Top 4. Pennies might be small, but their history and design hold stories that connect us to the past. Today, we're diving into the fascinating details of the 1975 United States 1-cent coin. Is it rare? Is it valuable? And what makes it unique in the world of numismatics? First, let's talk about the design. The obverse of the 1975 penny features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been a staple on the penny since 1909, marking Lincoln's 100th birth anniversary. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny depiction of Lincoln seated in the memorial, an incredible detail for such a small coin. These tiny details remind us of the craftsmanship and thought that go into every coin, even one as common as the penny. Why focus on 1975? While this year wasn't marked by any drastic changes to the penny's design or composition, it was a significant time in U.S. history. The country was recovering from the Watergate scandal, and the Vietnam War had officially ended. Coins from this period symbolize a nation striving for stability amidst change. The 1975 penny, like others from 1962 to 1982, was composed primarily of copper, 95% to be exact, with the remaining 5% being zinc. This composition gives older pennies a distinct weight and feel compared to the modern zinc-based pennies introduced in 1982. So, is the 1975 penny rare? Not exactly. In fact, over 9 billion pennies were minted that year between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. However, its value depends on its condition. A circulated 1975 penny is worth its face value, just 1 cent. But an uncirculated or proof coin, particularly one graded highly by services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch higher prices among collectors. For instance, a 1975 penny in pristine condition could be worth $1 to $5. And if you find one with an error, such as a double die or off-center strike, its value could increase significantly. Did you know that pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark? That's why your 1975 penny might appear plain. Also, pennies from this era are often sought after for their copper content. While it's illegal to melt pennies for their metal, each pre-1982 penny contains about 2 cents worth of copper, double its face value. The 1975 penny may not be the rarest or most valuable coin, but it carries a rich history and reminds us of a pivotal era in American history. Whether you're a casual coin enthusiast or a dedicated collector, this humble penny has a story worth appreciating. Do you have a 1975 penny in your collection? Share your story in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the fascinating world of coins. Thanks for watching. Top 5. It's small, often overlooked, yet packed with history. Today, we're diving into the 1991 United States 1-cent coin, a penny that quietly marks the end of an era and a fascinating chapter in the story of American coinage. The design of the 1991 penny might look familiar. On the obverse, we see Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This design, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, has become one of the longest-running portraits on U.S. coinage. Brenner's initials, VDB, can be found just below Lincoln's shoulder, a nod to the artist who left his mark on numismatic history. On the reverse, we find the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Designed by Frank Gasparo, the memorial design contains a fascinating detail, a tiny engraving of Lincoln seated inside the structure. Look closely, and you'll spot it. To understand the 1991 penny, we need to step back in time. The early 1990s were a transitional period for the United States. The Cold War had ended, the Gulf War was unfolding, and technology was advancing rapidly. The penny itself was part of a broader shift in coin production. By 1991, the penny had been made from copper-plated zinc for nearly a decade. This composition change, introduced in 1982, was driven by rising copper prices. The newer pennies weighed 2.5 grams, lighter than their pre-1982 counterparts, which were made of 95% copper and weighed 3.11 grams. So, is the 1991 penny rare? Not at all. Over 9 billion pennies were minted that year across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. A typical circulated 1991 penny is worth its face value, 1 cent. However, condition plays a key role in determining value. An uncirculated 1991 penny, particularly one with a high grade, can be worth $1 to $5 to collectors. And if you come across a proof penny from the San Francisco Mint, identified by an S mint mark, it could hold additional value. Error coins are always exciting finds. For the 1991 penny, keep an eye out for off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies. These errors are rare but can significantly increase a penny's value. For instance, a dramatic off-center strike could fetch $50 or more, depending on its condition and degree of misalignment. Did you know that pennies minted in Philadelphia in 1991 don't have a mint mark? This tradition goes back to the early days of U.S. coinage. Additionally, by 1991, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies annually to keep up with demand, as the penny remained a cornerstone of everyday transactions. And here's a fun trivia. The cost of producing a penny in 1991 was less than its face value, a feat the Mint struggles to achieve today, as rising material costs have made penny production a loss-making venture. The 1991 penny may not be rare, but it's a fascinating snapshot of a pivotal time in U.S. coinage history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone with a jar of change, each coin tells a story, one worth uncovering. Do you have a 1991 penny in your collection? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to explore more hidden treasures in the world of coins. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.